other final thoughts or responses, or?
The word that is keep coming to my head is empowerment, and I feel it relates to a lot of these conversations in this particular way that I'm going to try to articulate. That this movement of empowering the parts to empower the whole. So, and that's a process. So we are in the middle of it. And as long as some parts are not empowered, there's always going to be some suffering between the parts. So if we're not giving the power to money, we're not ready to. So there's this, dichotomy, so a gap between things. So it's we just have to be patient, I guess. But to me, that this is about empowerment and student-centered. So we're giving the power to students. Body, not versus mind, but those are parts of the whole.
There was a long time when I was extremely broke for many years, working. I was totally fine, and people thought that a number of people asked me if I was independently wealthy, and I think about that. And I thought, come over to my house. What do you think? But it was because I was so happy, so content with what I was doing, so at peace. I have my problems, whatever, but there was definitely some kind of confidence in what I was doing that made people think that I was rich. That must be it. That must be the only thing it could be. I must be rich. So I think that's sort of interesting that we have some power in being empowered even without money.
Can I add one thing? That from that we were talking here about that once you are learning to something about intimacy, that this is a process that's very intimate when you're really beginning to learn to share and articulate what's happening for you, what your experience is, and that goes against the value system, the culture, which is about hide yourself, don't talk about your feelings, don't express yourself, don't accept in ways that it seems like you know everything, or that you're competent in this or that, or it's cognitive. And I think what changing that language, by being more transparent, by sharing our experiences, that we begin to break down that alienation between us, as well as in our culture, and we become more transparent, and we're modeling, or we're making statements about being human, that it's okay to be human, and with each other and in the world. To be human is what we are. I'm losing my brain, but does that make sense?
Yeah. So I think, you guys, on that note, I think we should just take this conversation to the next plane, which is continue being human and intimate and transparent with each other about what it is we're doing, or uncertain about what we're doing. We're going to bring out the wine and little cookies, and we'd love to have you keep continue this conversation. Thank you so much for being here and starting this. It's wonderful. Everything I hoped it would be. I have no idea what somatics is now, and I'm very happy.
And I just want to say, before we wrap up, that the Dance Discourse Project is a co-production between Dancers Group and Counterpulse, and we have another really great co-production called Second Sundays, which the second Sunday of every month we get together in the afternoon. We have a free performance of short bits of work, and then we get to give feedback and talk about the work. And I think from the level of discussion and discourse that I heard in the room today, all of you would be fantastic participants in the Second Sundays program, so I encourage you to come back for that, as well as the other great things that Counterpulse and Dancers Group are offering. So thank you so much, and please stick around and enjoy drinks. And I really encourage you during this next part to go up and talk to someone you haven't met yet, someone who said something interesting, and let's use this as an opportunity to make more connections.